So in the episode 8 of Fumetsu no Nada, Rin just gonna move into the shop of Grandpa Beer. Well, what Grand what Grandpa Beer is just people just don't want to show the ability of Fushi because as you can see, Fushi's not. If Fushi will be have known, then there will be people that want to use Fushi for evils and use his ability for evil. So like you need to hide his ability. So as this guy's Gugu, as tasted ability of as Fushi just break a cup and Gugu tasted, and Gugu was just angry at Fushi as Fushi just make the just using the commands like in Minecraft / give the cup back as he can use like normal, so he can give like unlimited cup. So as you know, Fushi can create everything. Can create something that stimulate him, that create emotional pain or create the clear picture, the create the trauma when whether it good or bad. Like if Fushi had fun with something, enjoy the meals or something, he could create them. So this guy is just create. This guy is just Gugu is just kind of test Fushi to make stuff like fire and a lot of materials, but he can't make fire. So it means that Fushi can't create the elemental stuff like water, fire, wind, you know, the light, uh, the stars or something. He can't create those, I'd say, and it means that if if he could create these stuff that has stimulated him, it means that he could fight every time that those guardians comes, and if those guardians come, he could just like in game, he could just like create the weapons and fight through. When near the core, he could just like using the knife to just you know pierce through the cores and killing the guardian. So like Fumetsu Anata is near and nearer and nearer to being a game right now. Like you could create a game from Fumetsu no Anata, like making Fushi the main protagonist. Like he couldn't die, but he need to do something, and like he could die, sure, but there's a lot of hard stuff to do in the game, like solving puzzle, finding Gugu, fighting through the Yanome, and getting through the prisons, or fighting the guardians, which is balls that can kill Fushi and steal his forms. So it is, if someone could make gacha game or a simple, not simple, like anime stylish style Genshin Impact game, but its Fumetsu no Natae is quite really interesting, I would say. So as Fushi and Rin comes to Fushi house, been and wanted to and and Gugu wanted to heal Rin. She she asked the beer or Jason to give him something, as he give as he gave the as he just getting the alcohol from Gugu. So as Gugu know it, that he had these stuff in him, that his grandpa, that the person he considers near family, that you know that he considered that he got deceived before because of his family, and this time he also got deceived because of the person that he trusts, that he is just a toy for him. So Cuckoo is just think that he himself is not the important person. He himself is just a toy for everyone, a tool for everyone to play. No one's really just care about him, truly care about him. As Rin and Fushi just wonder if they could just find Gugu, which Rin, you could say she is a scout from home, and like you could say that me and stuff. So when Gugu would do everything, Gugu clean, Gugu do cooking, Gugu do everyone stuff for BRGs and do everything for him. And when Gugu not here, uh, Fushi trying to to do defeat instead. And this grandma is lazy as fuck. It doesn't do anything in the home, and this Ojishin just also not good at cooking, and Rin it. So like, and I don't know if Rin just left Fushi, still love Fushi, because it's just a morning gag in the in this anime. So like, after this, Goku just escaped from home and finding a job to do. So, which I kind of don't like this episode, because everything is really just kind of unreasonable. A mess that it's just trying to make something happen. Well, in Fumetsu no Natae, it's just kind too. I don't want to say force, because I say it too much, but it really just move forward without uh clearly know what the direction is when it goes. So the directions of Fumetsu no Natae is really just kind of fucked up and just a mess. And courses in Fumetsu no Natae is like it's like kind of weird. Like, one day, like Gugu is just one day Fushi is just no, I would say the characters in this anime is really one-dimensional. Gugu is just a fuck boy who run away from him. Fushi is just a stupid fuckers like babies, and goes in Reens is just a girl who is really, but one thing that I don't like about Reen is just she is not that uh she's not that, I would say, that one dimensional. She still have some common sense and stuff, but it just kinda too unreasonable sometimes. And grandma is just a focused, lazy, and grandpa is just weird guys. So when characters interact, it gives the effect of like being so cliche, being so. I don't like to bash anime about cliche. I don't want to bash anime about not being original, because when anime not being original, I really do understand. I really do understand that there's limited ideas in the world. There could not be original anime all the time. But what you do is you're trying to trying to not make the same mistakes that other show did. Trying to, refine, trying to smooth out your story as much as possible to not make it boring. I don't care about cliche. I don't care about not being original. But the thing that I care is to make the anime more of a kind of more refined, like kind of make execution better. Like it's hard to say, but it could be better. Like, okay, so when Gugu just got out, he just goes into working and stuff, and people just like really one dimensional and kind of stupid, like this. And when just Gugu just wear a mask, people hate him because of this. And like this guy who is a shop owner, just kind of a good, generally good guys, who is making Gugu working and gonna consider him as family. And like it's too much. It's too, like Fumetsu no Nata is like too one dimensional, too much of the stuff that it could, like, it could not. I would not say animes need to be reasonable, but it's really annoying how how I how it states the, like, this is the easiest reason. Like, if it's not reasonable, yes, you can make it kind of more of a, you kind of need to make it more of a, you could make it faster. Like it, like the whole episode of this is just Gugu will suffer because of the one-dimensional cultures that only see his face as not a really, as a ugly or something face, and they don't like his face, and basically punish him because of his monster face, uh as opposed to Reen, who is having people welcome and but everywhere wanting her to back home, but no one is just, but she want to be alone. So it's just really it's just kind of interesting contrast with Gugu. And it's kind of interesting contrast with Gugu that even if Gugu wear mask, even if Gugu wear wear mask, no one recognize him, no one understand him. Just this, shit, just this kind of sharp owners. But and Gugu got banished, and Gugu just don't can't work here anymore, and Fushi and family of and Bia or Jijan just work on the stuff, and like Google working, and when Google working, like I don't understand these guys. Like you, I really just don't understand these guys. That what is he doing? What is and stuff like I don't really understand these guys. Like you, why are you just seeing people work? There's no fun in seeing people working and just mocking him, and like you have nothing to do and mind your own business. You just you know just like being in a mob, being in a protest, like trying to see Gugu doing something all the time, and it's fucking annoying. That's people in the story could be this dumb. I am not saying you should be reasonable all the time, but this is too much. Like you could have at least a common sense. You could have at least you know have at least normal things that you do in these socials. Like like you could not just if someone ugly you could just not watch him doing the work and laugh at him and punish him and seeing him as a monster and seeing him as stupid fuckers. And like I really don't understand. So Gugu has a redemption arc being, pushed up and fuck, and Gugu just quit the work, and he has no work now, as he just gonna sell the rings, so his ring can't sell. As he found his brother lying on the ground, he gave the rings to his brother. As I really like this scene, like it, like why you do not make these kind of stuff more, not just one-dimensional drama shit, like a brother who escaped Gugu because he wanted to play around, and he got this Eve to work, that he lost all his money this Eve to work, and then Gugu comes and gave him, and who got this Eve, and still have the brother spawn, and still have the thing that, and still have the feeling for him, still wanted to love him, still wanted to be with him, but he can't. Like his brother is not loving him anymore, does not have any feeling for him, so instead he just gave this ring in order to, in even if he can't be with his brother, he gave him his ring, and to help brother. And it's like really beautiful scenes that happening here. So Gugu, who have nowhere to go, just slept in the tents and got kidnapped by two guys who wanted to sell him. When Fushi come help Gugu, as both having was assist, both have really monster born, both are monster now, and both have a real bond of brothers and sister, and both, and these bonds making both are only and only Shinseria, only one that care for Gugu, only one that left Gugu. So we see now that the contrast of people in time, rich people and stuff, does not love each other, and but Gugu and Fushi love each other. So Gugu is the only one that love Fushi is the only one that love Gugu now. So it's really real beautiful. And the bonds of the only thing that good about Fumetsu no Nade episode 8 is about the bonds of brothers, the bond of Grandpa Bria, the bond of friends, the bond of Fushi, and the bond of Gugu and the life of Gugu. But other than that, there's a lot of one-dimensional characters and some a lot of unreasonable plot point happening that that like Gugu just instead of Gugu make Grandpa Bria just get the alcohol out if you don't like it. He instead just escaping from home and get into work again and got disease again and stuff, and people hate him because of his face, which is even in I think in the past. I'm not sure if this is a fantasy world that people completely derive from the common sense in our world, but people in the past just really just does not care. Some kind of have some common sense about some. It is not really a person's fault that his face got like this. Like you can't choose to not to having a good, not ugly face. Like it is not a person's fault. Like why should we care about face when he did nothing wrong? So I don't know. It's a fantasy that really lacks of common sense, but this is just kind of too unreasonable for me. So